Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the PELE YOETZ as he teaches us about Purim. And we left off in the middle of a discussion yesterday where he's cautioning a person that even though the chayiv inish lebsumi lebepuria, that there's a mitzvah for a person to drink on Purim, it doesn't mean to get stone cold drunk, that he loses himself and he has no control over his actions, over his thoughts, over his speech, what he says, what he does. It means rather that he should be in an inebriated state where he drinks a little bit more than he's accustomed to, and he reaches a level of simcha, a level of joy that is unparalleled from the rest of the year. But if the drinking is going to get in the way of fulfilling the mitzvahs that we have on Purim, for example, he writes, if you get drunk before mincha and you can't have a mincha, or you get so drunk by the seudah that you can't bench properly, or you're so drunk that after the seudah and everybody davens Mariv, you're lying on the floor, wallowing away in your drunkenness, or your mind is all over the place and you simply can't sit there and read the words of Shema and everything else that's included in the evening prayers. So then what benefit have you done in the mitzvah of Purim by losing out on mitzvahs deraisa, positive commandments that we have from the Torah, mitzvahs derabbanan that you're no longer able to fulfill? How did you replace one mitzvah of the seudah, of the festive meal, with the many other mitzvahs that a person has that they have to keep hold of? And therefore he writes, Va'ayrim, sha'aysim l'shem shemit l'shem mitzvah. And if you ask this drunkard who has drank himself a few bottles of wine, or of course for those that the wine is not good enough, it doesn't get them drunk enough, so they drink a bottle of schnapps, they have their bottle of Jack Daniels, or some other drink of choice, and they get smashed, as they say, completely drunk. And you ask the person, what are you doing? Who told you to get so drunk? And they'll tell you, the Shem mitzvah. It's a big mitzvah over here. You know, that's the mitzvah of Purim. You have to get drunk. You have to be inebriated. You have to have all the great joy and the simcha that comes from being drunk. I have no choice. I had to drink a lot. Aval aveira hi biyadam. And nevertheless, it's really an aveira. It's a sin that is in their hands. Ki lo yitziva Hashem la'avor al mitzvoisav. HaKadosh Baruch Hu never commanded us to trample over his mitzvahs for the sake of doing another mitzvah. Atu ala nisim ala porkan hagemul hazek kiva. A person's going to lose out in his mincha, his benching ala nisim ala porkan. He said, is that what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants? Is the gemul? Is this reward what a person is waiting for? Meaning, was when a person set out to drink on the day of Purim, were they thinking to themselves, I'm going to get so drunk, I'm going to fulfill that mitzvah in the best possible way. You know, it's like on Hanukkah, we have a mitzvah, mahadrin min mahadrin, the best of the best. We light like Beis Hillel every night, one more candle with the best oils till we get up to 8 candles the last night, and it's called in the Gemara, mahadrin min mahadrin, the best of the best. So a person says, no, when it comes to drinking on Purim, since Purim and Chanukah are related to each other, Chanukah is a derabanan, Purim is a derabanan, so I'm going to make myself on Purim mahadrin min mahadrin, the best of the best. I got to drink the best wine, I have to drink the best hard alcohol, I got to get the drunkest that I possibly can to be on the highest level of drunkenness. Says the PELE YOETZ, is that true? It's not true, because you think that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to lose out on other mitzvahs to try to perform this mitzvah in the way that you think is the right way. It's certainly not the right way. Yishtaka hadavar v'loisek hazais b'Yisrael. Uproot this misinformed idea of what getting drunk on Purim is all about, and we should not find this amongst the Jewish people. It's not a day to get stone drunk. It's not a day to get smashed, as they say, to the point where a person is lying on the ground and they can't daven and they can't bench and they can't even talk like a human being anymore. That's not what Purim is all about. If you could drink and you can elevate yourself and it begins to take away some of the dullness that's in your mind. It takes away some of the worries, some of the concerns that are always chasing you down throughout the day. It allows the layers of the mechitzas, of the barriers between your body and your soul to begin to dissipate, and therefore your neshama is going to shine on Purim in a way that it never shined before. Says the PELE YOETZ, that's the way that you can drink. But if drinking for you in your mind means get as drunk as I possibly can, that is the mitzvah of Purim, says the PELE YOETZ, you're sadly mistaken. That is not what the mitzvah is all about. And he says, Yishtaka adavar avrut, such an idea from amongst Klal Yisrael. Ragi yismach Yisrael ba'oisov, simcha shel mitzvah. Rather, Klal Yisrael should rejoice with its actions in the simcha shel mitzvah, in the happiness of the mitzvah itself. Bamida, b'mishkol, b'msura, it should be done measured and weighed out and appropriate and proper. The ashasiya kedash shel Torah, the drinking should be according to the way that the Torah, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to do it. So that at the end of the day, you didn't go into the world of drunkenness out of control. You have a control over that which you are drinking, and you're celebrating and feasting with the Rebbeinu Shalom because your neshama has soared to new heights, and therefore you're able to fulfill this beautiful mitzvah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us of simcha and mishta in a way that is in line with that which HaKadosh Baruch Hu planned for us, that which HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants for us, and that which will be a great nachas to the Rebbeinu Shalom on the way that we celebrate and express our simcha on the simcha day, on the happy and the holy day of Purim. Have a wonderful day.